Those of us who used to make the drive. Woo.
Got it. All right, so we're recording now, so I'm live.
You're live.
All right. My job here tonight is very limited. I am to welcome everybody. So welcome to this annual foundation event. I think, when you think of the foundation, you think of what Rotary International does. And you think about it, what it does first, like around the world, from providing clean water, from fighting diseases, to promoting peace or peace centers, to I don't know, helping mothers and children around the world with the different needs they may need, helping kids get educated, in the Central American countries or wherever. And protecting the environment is even in there. So, you think about what Rotary International does, but part of what we're doing tonight is grants and getting approved for the grants locally. And that's what you do at home. And that is also so important and so neat that, here within the one group and giving to one entity, we can help people around all the continents of the world, and then also help people in our own backyard, in our own community. And, I talk about what community means to me, but I mean, you look at different projects here in Windsor, we have a Rotary Park, and the parking lot for that, or where you actually park when you go to Rotary Park, was done with the rock, at least, was done through a local grant. Now, unfortunately, my club doesn't usually qualify for those, as we have not the most giving of groups, but we have qualified at different times, and we've used it in those times to do something effective. And so, and I mean, then you can look at all the other clubs, go around and hear what each club does. You see what they do with their grants each year. It's pretty impressive, and it's wide ranging. It's not just, and there's nothing wrong with giving books to school children, so try not to step on any toes there. But it's that, and it's a whole lot more. And so it's amazing to see what happens all around our district. And so that's why I think that tonight is special. And I think Tracy has done a wonderful program, we hope, and we shall see. So welcome, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Louis.
Thank you.
Okay. Barbara, can you share the Foundation Club Awards on your screen?
If I have them.
Remember, I did send them.
Okay. I will have to find it, Tracy. Do you know when you sent it?
2 days ago? Let me see. I mean, I've got them. Let's see.
Quickest thing might be for you to share the screen and let Tracy get them up.
Oh, I know it would be, rather than me try to find it.
Yeah. I'm trying to see the ones that. Again, I'm not the most technologically savvy.
All you got to do is open it up on your Word.
And yeah, I've got it open.
Hit your share screen at the bottom, the
At
green.
the bottom, hit share screen.
That says it's
There we
green.
go.
This is where it gets dangerous.
I know, because really, like I said,
Nah, it'll work fine.
there we go.
There we go.
Can y'all see that?
Tracy, go to the bottom right where the big screen logo is next to the open book, and that'll get rid of your notes on the side. You'll have a full screen.
Where'd you say?
Lower right corner, not quite, see where the logo is? Looks like a goblet, but it's a screen on the bottom. Go, keep going, keep going. Look, one more, that's it, hit it.
Perfect.
There you go.
Can everyone see that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now I need to go back. I keep going forward. A comedy of errors. Okay, I'm getting out of that. And then I'm going to go back.
Do you share screen again? I'm sorry, Tracy, I do not.
You're fine. Look, you're good. You're good. Because my share screen always is an issue. And I don't know whether it's because I have two monitors,
It might have something to do with it.
because it really does get a little bit, I love my two monitors. Please do not get me wrong. But
Anybody hear me? This is Bob.
Yes.
I hear you.
You can hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
still not wanting to let me do it. Close it out.
All right, there you go. Click on the top slide. Click on the top slide over to the left. There you go. And now go back down to that symbol that Frank.
Well,
told me
wherever you
enter
wanna go, yeah.
Screen. Yep, there you go. Okay.
It goes totally black on me.
Well, it takes it a
Okay.
minute.
It'll go
Let me
there.
just
You
go
get there.
backwards right here.
There you
we
go.
You got it.
Thank you, y'all. If nothing else, Rotary is a team sport. We really had a good time at the district conference. And of course, awards were given out. And I just kind of wanted to also highlight tonight those clubs that did get foundation awards. I do want to say that, you know, clubs give. And if you're not one of the top three in the categories, you know, it's okay. I think a little competition is good. I know that there's a couple of clubs that are vying for top next year. But it really is nice, I think, to acknowledge the clubs that do make those top three. Some are large clubs and some are small clubs. So these were the awards for 2021. For the highest per capita giving, the first was Rotary Club of Oriental at $382.19. The Rotary Club of Newbern, $302.24. And the Rotary Club of Greenville Morning, which is one of our smaller clubs in the district. But they have a passion for foundation giving, and they have some great district grants. The top giving clubs. Rotary Club of Newbern this year with over $25,000 given. And then of course the Rotary Club of Oriental, almost $18,000. And then the Rotary Club of Greenville Noon. And I will tell you that there was only $40 difference with the club right below Greenville Noon. So every dollar counts when we look at all of this. Everyone does such a great job. You really do. I think everyone has a passion for the foundation, and it really comes out towards the spring when people utilize, you know, event or whatever group events you have for foundation. But we also have a lot of people who give on a regular basis. And I'm excited that Connie's going to talk about the Paul Harris Society. So I do want to thank everyone for contributing. It really, like Lewis says, we impact the world, and that's very important. All right. Now I can't get back to myself to be able to stop the screen sharing.
Just
Go down, share.
go down
Go
to
down
the
to
green
share.
square. There you
Yeah,
go.
I moved it.
You're getting good, girl.
Well, I mean, I'm telling you, it's these double monitors. It's just, yeah. So
It can be
anyway,
confusing.
it can be confusing. Now, cyber giving. We're going to do cyber giving again. Last year, we, Governor Spencer and I discussed it, and we thought, well, maybe if we push it a little closer to Christmas. I can't say that that impacted the giving any. And so when I talked to Governor Lewis, he was very willing to go back to the Giving Tuesday, which will be November 30th.
Oh, Tom,
Somebody had a question? Okay. And it is the same $200 minimum to get matching points up to $500. So if you give $500 to the foundation, you will then get another 500 foundation points. And a past district governor has graciously allowed us to use his points. So that's really nice. And we raised right much money last year doing that. So Barbara will be sending out to all members this information about the cyber giving event. So I hope that you will talk about it at your club, because I know that sometimes we see emails come through and we may not always open it. I know I had a few people last year that opened it several weeks late, and so they were able to kind of slip in on the very last day. We had a 3-day event last year. We're going to do just 1-day event this year. So it's real important to tell your clubs all about that information. Now I want to recognize some major donors. We had a lot of activity last year. And let's see.
Green Square.
Tracy, what was that date on the district foundation matching points?
November 30th.
Does that mean, so then you would automatically get a Paul Harris Fellow? That can be the
Yes,
tagline.
absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Okay, let me see if I can do it this way. Can y'all see?
Not
I
yet.
put it up. Oh, there it is.
There you go. You got it.
It was a lot of activity. I just want to go through and just kind of tell y'all that we had, I don't remember this many level 1s in a year. So if you'll look at the screen, and I will not say all of the names, but this was very, I was very, very pleased. Rotary Club, I'll go ahead and say the names because they deserve it. Don Milbreth, level 1 with the Rotary Club of First Flight, Rotary Club of Greenville Noon, Lawrence Osmond, level 1, and then Dave and Patty McRae went to level 3. The Rotary Club of Goldsboro, Three Eagles, Stephen Pingle, level 1. Rotary Club of Newbern, Jim Slaughter went up to level 2. And he actually, and Bob can talk about this, Bob really, you want to talk about someone who really talks to people who have a history of giving. Bob Manning talks to his club members who have a history of giving. And really, this is a lot. This is congratulations to Bob because he worked with Jim to get this done. So thank you, Bob.
He's a double major.
Go ahead, Bob.
He's a double major.
It's amazing. Rotary Club of Oriental, Tony and Kathy Santori, level 3. Rotary Club of Rocky Mount, Carther and Nancy Jorgensen, level 1. And Carther is a very interesting Rotarian. Brenda Shaw can tell you, he is unable to make the meetings, but yet he goes to all of their other events. And he is a believer in the foundation. And so it was real. I was glad I was there to present that to he and Nancy. Rotary Club of Washington, Sam Grimes, level 1. Rotary Club of Washington Noon, Harriet Hart, level 1. And the Rotary Club of Wilson, Sandy and Dee Aarons, level 1. So we really had a lot of activity with major donors. If anyone wants to hear more information about major donors, please reach out to me. I would love to come talk to your club about that, or either talk to individual members that you feel like might be interested in something along those lines. But this is an impressive group. And I want to thank everyone for their giving to the foundation, because like I've said before, I'm not a Jack Nicklaus, but when we all give, we become Jack Nicklaus, and we have that kind of money to be able to truly make a change in the world. So thank you, thank you. And now I want to introduce our speaker. And I have stopped the screen sharing, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I met Lorraine several years ago at a training and was very impressed with her passion. So I was thrilled that she was willing to come and be with us tonight. Lorraine has served as Contracts Management Coordinator for Self Regional Healthcare in Greenwood, South Carolina. She was born in Frankfurt, Germany, and grew up in Springfield, Virginia, and Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. She graduated from the University of South Florida in Tampa with a bachelor's in engineering technology, bachelor's in management information systems, and a master's in business administration with a certificate in international business. And in 2009, she earned a PhD in educational leadership from Clemson University. Lorraine joined the Rotary Club of Emerald City in November 2002, served as their president 2009-10, and served as district governor 2013-2014 for District 7750. She currently serves as the Regional Rotary Foundation Coordinator for Zone 33, and she's also chair for Mid-Atlantic RLI Board. In 2018, she was instrumental in helping District 7750 to make donations or bequests of over $1 million for the first time in the district's history. Lorraine is a major donor, Paul Harris Society charter member, Polio Society member, benefactor, and bequest society member. She has received the Service Above Self Award from Rotary International and the Meritorious Service Award and the Distinguished Service Award from the Rotary Foundation. A proud Rotarian, Lorraine participates in Rotary events around the world. Lorraine has traveled 5 times to Honduras to establish global grants, participate in several medical missions, visit water projects, and attend Rotary meetings to discuss future projects. And she has actually attended 8 in-person and 2 virtual Rotary International conventions. Please join me as we welcome Lorraine Angelino.
Thank you, Tracy. Good evening, everyone. I'd like to thank District Governor Louis Hogarth. Thank you, Louis. Along with District Rotary Foundation Chair and past District Governor Tracy Ivey for their leadership in promoting the Rotary Foundation throughout District 7720 and inviting me to be your guest speaker this evening. I'd like to thank DGE Octavius Murphy and DGN Anthony Santore, all PDGs and the District Rotary Foundation Committee for their support of our Rotary Foundation. I'd like to thank the new and next level major donors and a big shout out to all the clubs that won awards at your conference. Thank you everyone for taking this time to be here tonight and for your contributions to our Rotary Foundation. The Rotary Foundation is near and dear to my heart. I truly believe by pooling our resources of time, talent, and treasure, we can accomplish anything, no matter how big or small. For the 13th year in a row, the Rotary Foundation has earned 4 stars from Charity Navigators. 4 stars is the Charity Navigators' highest rating. Last year was a monumental year for our Rotary Foundation. Amid the COVID-19 pandemic and natural disasters.
Lorraine, we lost your sound.
You're muted.
Okay, somehow that happened. Okay, sorry. Let me go back then. Last year was a monumental year for our Rotary Foundation. Amid the COVID-19 pandemic and natural disasters, Rotarians stepped up and took the Rotary Foundation motto of doing good in the world to new heights. There were 467 district grants approved, totaling $32.4 million. 2,066 global grants approved, totaling $143.5 million, nearly doubling the year before, and 55 disaster response grants totaling $3.1 million. In response to COVID-19, our Rotary Foundation approved $46 million in emergency grants. We also had the first Programs of Scale grant awarded to the Partners for Malaria-Free Zambia, which is a Rotarian-led group. The Rotary Foundation, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and World Vision USA will contribute $2 million each towards this project. The program will add approximately 2,500 community health workers to the Zambia's national health system. Ravi Ravindran, trustee chair for the Rotary Foundation in 2020-2021, commented, Rotary's program of scale is encouraging our members to think big and to work with other organizations to find comprehensive solutions to large-scale issues. I look forward to hearing about the next programs of scale. I would be remiss if I don't mention our #1 project, the eradication of polio from the face of the earth. Have we seen our last case of world polio virus type 1? Up to this past week, we only had 2 cases, one in Afghanistan and one Pakistan in January. Recently, they did announce, I think just a couple days ago, there were 2 more cases found at the end of October, and they were both in Afghanistan. We are going door to door now and giving the polio vaccine, and so that should be bringing that number back down again. With the new timeline for the end game for polio, it is projected that the world will be declared polio-free in 2026. The big picture of our Rotary Foundation was truly monumental last year, and the impact on the world has never been greater during a time when COVID-19, natural disasters, and financial instability were felt around the world. Now let's look at the impact of the Rotary Foundation around the world. I want each of you to think about your clubs. Does your club have a culture of giving? Have your club members ever brought in a $100 bill or a check to the Rotary Foundation for $1,000 as a fundraiser for polio? Have you ever heard about Skip a Meal for polio? What about Pints for polio? Have you ever heard about World's Greatest Meal for polio? What about fundraisers for Annual Fund Share? Have you ever heard about Deal or No Deal? Let me tell you a little bit about my club. The Emerald City Rotary Club in Greenwood, South Carolina is my club. For many years, we had about 52 members, and we gave about $10,000 to Annual Fund Share, which was about $192 per capita, and about $1,500 to polio. About 6 years ago, I wanted to inspire club members to give more to the Rotary Foundation, and I came up with 2 fundraisers, and all proceeds from these fundraisers went to the Rotary Foundation. In October each year, we do Skip a Meal for polio, where members bring in dollars equal to a meal for their family, usually between $25 and $100, with 1 or 2 members matching contributions up to $1,000. And in 1 hour, we usually have contributions between $3,000 and $4,000 for polio. We keep track of who made the contribution, and that is applied to their foundation account. In March each year, we do Deal or No Deal, where we give away $3,000 to members depending on how much they give to the Rotary Foundation during the meeting. All money won goes to the Rotary Foundation account. In the final round, club members have the opportunity of winning $1,000 and a Paul Harris Fellow or next level. We also have a gift table, and anyone participating can get a gift or a gift certificate off the gift table. In 1 hour, we usually end up with between 8,000 and 10,000 that goes to annual fund share. And usually we have several new or next level Paul Harris Fellows and several benefactors. In the past 6 years, contributions to the Rotary Foundation increased from 10,000 to between 24,000 and 44,000 for annual fund, and from 1,000 to 5,000 for polio. The next two meetings that we had, the two meetings that we have, our fundraisers, are well attended, and there's so much excitement. We have so much fun all at the same time. The best part is that my club consistently is in the top 3 per capita giving for annual fund share and top 10 for overall giving in District 7750, which consistently gets us district grants between 8,000 and 10,000 each year. The club is truly inspired and has a culture of giving. Your club could be inspired too. In summary, take time to find that something that will work with your club. Learn what your club members are passionate about and show club members their impact of their time, talent, and treasure. Be sure to thank club members for their contributions. Set goals before the beginning of the Rotary year and let your club members know the goals. Lead by example and make your first contribution for the Rotary year at the beginning of July. Encourage your club members to do the same. Inspire your club and develop a culture of giving. Be proud to be a Rotarian. Thank you.
Thank you, Lorraine. Barbara is going to be the person who is going to handle our question and answer, but I have two questions actually. My first question is, when you get new members, and I know that you shared, y'all have gotten several new members, do you have a conversation before a new member joins about giving to the foundation, or do you wait until they become Rotarians and then have that conversation?
We tell them right up front what the dues are and the expectations for the foundation. Every new member knows that expectations are that they will be a sustaining member each year. It's put on their dues. It's optional, of course. But we also do something called points for service. So everybody that comes in within the first year becomes a Paul Harris Fellow. They have to give $100, and then they have to earn the other $900 or pay. You know, they can do it with cash, but most members are Paul Harris Fellow within their first year of being in our club. We typically are 100% Paul Harris Fellow every year.
So how do they earn those points, Lorraine?
They can earn them by either visiting a project that we've already done or participating in a project that we're doing. They can do it by going and getting an orientation, they get 100 points. By giving $100, they get 100 points. It's just a variety of things. We kind of make a sheet and tell them, hey, pick out what you want to do and maybe go into another club. Sometimes we get points. We have a little bit of fun with the points in my club. We'll be at basketball games. If I'm at a Lander basketball game, if people come up and tell me, hi, Lorraine, do I get a makeup for today? They can get makeups, they can get points if they're newer members. And we actually get new members from people watching us do this out in the community, because they're like, what are you talking about? Can I get points for this? And so you explain it to them. They say, I want to be part of that. And so you get new members. Right now, our club is going through an explosion with new members. It's incredible right now. We're actually doing our big fundraiser for the year, which is Christmas cash. We have 300 tickets. They're $100 a piece. We're selling them so fast right now, and we're selling to people and they're going, can I join Rotary? So we're getting members when we're selling these tickets. So, I mean, it's just, if you're excited, you make other people excited and they want to join. We make sure our projects that we do in our club, we don't give out many checks to other organizations. We find big projects. We get $8,000 to $10,000 in grants every year. We have to match that. That's part of what our district requires. Our Christmas cash is what we use to match that. It's also what we use for Deal or No Deal. We take a portion of our fundraiser and we use that for a fundraiser for the foundation. And when we have a fundraiser, we have incentives where people can, if you sell the winning ticket, you get $100 to your foundation account. If you sell the most tickets, you get $500 to your foundation account. So we have different games that we play, if you want to call it that. And it just gets everybody, you know, excited. And, you know.
It's a skip a meal, Lorraine. Sorry.
Okay, no, that's fine. Skip a meal. It's when you come in, we have envelopes on the table. People can put money in. Like I said, it's kind of, what does it cost to take your family out to dinner? But a lot of people put in $100 because that's then matched. Other people, you know, match everybody's total. Like this year, we had 2 of us that matched the total giving, which hit 1,000, and so we each gave $1,000 as well. So it's just getting people excited about what's happening. So you have to tell them what's going on as far as the grants, because that's really the outcome. When people get excited with, you know, what grant projects we're doing, like we're doing the Boys and Girls Club, we're painting, we're going and painting together, and, you know, just having fun with Rotary. And at the same time, we're doing good. And
Lorraine, how does the Christmas cash work?
Basically, we have tickets and we sell 300 tickets at $100 a piece. We have winning ticket, 5,000, 2,500, and 1,000. And, you know, we have incentives for selling them. We have, we give them, you know, a sheet that has points, key points about our club. And like I said, a lot of people say $100, but, you know, it gets them out in the community. They get makeups if they sell 3 tickets, you know, because they're talking about Rotary.
Yep.
And so, and like I said, we have been bringing in quite a bit of new members right now. In fact, in the last week, we have inducted 4 new members. We started call it a satellite club, but we call it alternate meeting time of the 3rd Tuesday. A lot of the spouses are joining the 3rd Tuesday club because they can't come in the morning because their spouse is there. So they're now joining the 3rd Tuesday, and they meet at a local bar, and we meet upstairs. So if somebody wants to bring a drink up, they can do that. They can get a pizza from next door because it's right next to the pizza place. And, you know, we meet for an hour, and we're just getting that started. And we had inducted 2 last night. We've got 3 more that were sitting there, and they said, we're here. They just have to fill out the paperwork. We started, when I started, we had 50 some members, and we're into the 70s right now. So now we were at 52, 54 for probably the first 10 years that I was in Rotary. Probably in the last 6 years, we've just taken off. And this year, I can't even compare it to any other year. It's just, we're just getting so many people that want to join our club. And we also look at current members. If they move out of the area, we make sure they get in another club. In fact, one of your clubs just brought in one of our old members, and
The Elizabeth City Morning Rotary Club.
right, and we actually made her a Paul Harris Fellow during her induction. We sent all the paperwork out there because we wanted, she was $15 away. So, I made the
It was
contribution.
presented that last week.
Yes. And you guys sent me a picture and everything, and we distributed it. But it's about excitement. It's about getting people excited. And, you'll be amazed too, once you get your clubs excited, people come up and they say, hey, Lorraine, what does it take to get me to a major donor? How much more? And you tell them, okay, can I write a check? Sure. Or somebody will come up and say, hey, I just sold my business. What does it take to become a next level major donor? And they write a check, so you never know, but get them excited, have a culture of giving, and it'll come.
Question.
Mhm.
I'm in a small club and the average age is now past age 80. And most of my members are either multiple Paul Harris Fellows or major donors. How do I get them motivated to continue to give?
Find their passion. What is their passion? Is it the grandkids? Is it something with, we do Dolly Parton Imagination Library in our club. We have about 1,200 kids that we give books to every month through that program. It's finding somebody's passion and letting them go with it, and then bring the club along. It may be reading to students, and sometimes with COVID-19 that's a problem, but a lot of people are doing this virtually now. But reading to kids, or finding out what's needed in the community and working together to make that happen. I was surprised. We actually have quite a few that are coming into our club right now from the assisted living. And well, they're not really in assisted living. It's one of those progression places, and they're all bringing each other in right now. I mean, I'm getting one in and then two more are coming with them. And one of the person came from, I think from possibly your district too. A past district governor came from North Carolina, and
Don Johnson.
Yeah, Don Johnson. And he's bringing some people in from where he moved to. So, I mean, it's just getting people excited. And, when Don came to town, I took him to our, we have a big barbecue festival. I took him in Virginia to the barbecue festival and showed him around Greenwood. And now, last week we went to the Council of Governors meeting together, and I was surprised. I mean, he's like, I want more tickets. I need more tickets, because he's selling tickets. And, so, they're just meeting. It's about networking and getting people excited. And even if you have a small club, there's things that you can do but you got to find out what they want to do. And I'm not saying every club is going to get excited. It's not going to happen. There's going to be some people that I'm just fine with just meeting. But, that's when, you've got to figure out what excites them. If it's a meeting, it's a meeting. But usually there's something out there that they can get excited about, and you've got to figure out what that is. And I did at my last, when I talked to the conference for 7750, I had them all, go through an exercise where you found out what their passion was. We did kind of like a virtual reality, and that's in the newsletter this month that we just put out the other day for the foundation.
That explains how to do what you guys did in that session.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and we did do a virtual, I kind of talked them through doing virtual reality and painting a picture of what excites them and then talk about that. Because a lot of it is just finding out what people are excited about. And some people have a hard time getting that out. But when you see that light bulb go off, it's just amazing because people go, yes, that's it. That's what I want to do. And when you're at that point, that's when other people around you see you and they say, that's what I want to do. Because they want to join you. If you're doing something really good, they're going to want to join you.
Right, you're doing something right because Virginia Johnson texted me this week to tell me what a good time she and Don had at your governor's shindig.
Yeah. And get the spouses involved, even if they're not Rotarians, get them involved, you know, get them to come to events and, you know, Virginia says, I don't want to join, but I want to be there. So get them involved, you know, who knows? So.
Lorraine, can you explain that deal or no deal? I can't quite wrap my mind around quite how it works.
And I did give Tracy a copy of both Deal or No Deal and a copy of our polio.
And I will send that out. Excuse me, Barbara will send that out to all the participants.
And Deal or No Deal, it's just a fun day. And what we did, I just made it up and they were joking about it last night. They said, Lorraine, that has nothing to do with the game Deal or No Deal. And I said, I never said it did. But basically I give them like a couple options, you know, you want to give $15 and we have $3,000 we give away that day, but it all goes to the foundation. So if they give $15, we give them $15. It puts them over the $25 mark, so they have polio giving, you know, and so they can take that. If they say no deal, they go to the next level, and that's I think it's $30. They give 30, we give them 30, and they get to go get a gift off the gift table. If you go and donate $100, which is mostly where club members now donate. They come in, they give 100, they get to go first to the gift table and they get to go into the final round where they get points along with this, but they go into the bucket where we pick out one name that gets $1,000, their foundation account becomes automatic next level Paul Harris Fella. And some of them come in and they say, I want 3 tickets. You know, and so that's $300 to get 3 tickets in there. Also, as an incentive for selling the Christmas cash tickets, if they sell 10 tickets, they get a ticket into the final draw. So, I mean, we kind of make it exciting all year long, and you should see them at the gift table. They get lined up, they have their numbers, and they're trying to figure out who's first, and you know, and we have gift certificates on there, and all of these things are donated, or I get them when I donate platelets. I get gift certificates all the time when I donate platelets, or I get points and I can get gift certificates. So none of this is, we're not spending money on the gift. Most of that's coming from my house and whatever I've gotten from whatever conference I've been at or whatever. And they start going, somebody will go down and try to figure out what on the table they want. Well, as they're moving on the table, the next person in line is taken right behind them, and they go around back to grab something, and it's gone. And you're like, don't go down the table and try to figure out what you want. You better, if you see it, you better grab it because it's fast. And so, and then we give out the 1,000, and we've made, you know, some of them, when they get their $1,000, they become a major donor because that's all they needed.
Right.
And so, you know, and they, at one point they were saying, can we do this more than once a year? And see, I said, no, because I want it to be exciting. I want people to be at that meeting. I don't want it to be you know, hey, we did that 3 times already. You know, so all during the year, they're like, when are we doing deal or no deal? I want to do deal. And I said, March every year, you know, so they get used to it. They want to be there. Even those that maybe don't want to contribute to the foundation that day, they just like watching it. And so, like I said, it's very exciting to watch people see that. And like I say, people come in that day and just start throwing cash at me, throwing checks at me. And I'm trying to record it all because I want to make sure people get credit for what they're giving me. But we make $8,000 to $10,000 in 1 hour. So that's kind of how that works. And it's just a lot of fun, just a lot of fun. And that's what you got to do, is find something that they think it will be fun.
Any other questions for Lorraine?
And I can give you one of our points for service as well. I have all that documented.
That would be great. If we could send that out with those other 2.
And they're all in Word, so you guys can adjust them however you want to.
And just to confirm, you said all of this is funded by your Christmas money. Is that correct?
The deal or no deal, yes. We set aside $3,000 from our Christmas cash. And Christmas cash also funds our district grants and our Rise Against Hunger that we do with the Greenwood Club.
Okay.
What is Christmas cash?
That's where we sell the tickets for cash.
Right.
For the cash drawing.
So it's not like a reverse drawing. It's literally after you've sold the tickets and the day you draw, first person gets $5,000.
No, well, we do we pull out 10 and then we do a reverse draw.
Okay.
So it is a reverse draw.
Yeah.
But so you just pull out 10 tickets and they are the ones that are the reverse drawing.
Yeah. So we don't reverse draw all 300.
Yeah, good.
I know some people do it that way, but we pull out 10 tickets. We take all the ones that, you know, as we pull them out, we tell them who got, you know, who was drawn out. And then we take everything out of the barrel, put 10 tickets back in and reverse draw.
So I know the Christmas draw has grown very big. So when we started, obviously we didn't start off giving out $5,000. I'm not assuming we did. Maybe we did. Is there a starting point you started at, and it obviously grows as it grows?
We have been doing this since I think 2005, and originally it was a truck, because in South Carolina you weren't really supposed to be doing raffles. And we started out doing a truck, and I think the truck was $5,000 or $6,000, and we usually sold about 270 tickets.
Wow.
And so we also had at the same time a barbecue going on. Sometimes we had other things as well. And then we went to cars because the trucks got too expensive. And then they legalized raffles for nonprofits here in South Carolina, which then we went to cash. The first year we did 10,000 was the winning, and that was it, just a 10,000. And we found out that it was so much in taxes that it wasn't worth doing 10,000. So then we went to, and luckily that year, the lady who won took the whole 10,000 and gave it to the Humane Society for their new building. So they didn't have to pay taxes on that. So the second year we went to 5,000, 2,500, and 1,000. And then that seemed to work better, but a lot of it still goes to nonprofits, so they don't have to worry about taxes.
Interesting.
Sometimes it goes to the Rotary Foundation. Some of them have gone to Dolly Parton Imagination Library. Last year we had several people give their winnings to tiny homes. At Pathway House, we were building some tiny homes for the homeless. And so a lot of them are saying they just want to win. They don't care what happens to the money. And, so different people and others, take it, 1 year our district governor-elect won for the district. And she said, because she had just told me, she said, I am going to be a level 2 major donor for my year. And she goes, I don't know how I'm going to get there. And then she, like a week later, she wins the $5,000. And I said, well, I might get you there before your year. You better stop putting any more money in the foundation, because she had to wait because she wanted it during her year. So, but she put all 5,000 into the foundation. So, it just depends. And we also have a party that night, and we have door prizes. We sell the ticket number 300 is sold during that night, all the proceeds from that ticket. And we usually have $400 or $500 for that ticket 300, and it all goes to polio. So it's, again, it's exciting. People want to be there, and at the same time, we always try to get new members. And this year, we're actually going to induct new members at our party because our third Tuesday is the week of Christmas. So our third Tuesday club is going to meet at the party, and we're going to induct their new members because I think we're going to have 3 or 4 new members for that third Tuesday club. So we figure why not induct them in front of everybody? Who knows? We might get some more members.
Oh.
Well, thank you so much, Lorraine. And when we send this out to the participants, we'll also include Lorraine's contact information so that you can reach out to her if you've got any other questions. But like I said, she's a rock star at the zone level in terms of the ideas of how to increase foundation giving. And you can tell she's got a passion for it. Thank you, Lorraine. Now I'm going to turn it over to Connie Jacklet, who is going to talk just a little bit about the Paul Harris Society.
All right, let me see if I can share screen and bring up my PowerPoint. Righty here, let's see here.
It's coming.
Okay, Paul Harris Society. I feel like I'm preaching to the choir here. I'm the Paul Harris Society chair for the district, and it's been my pleasure in the last year and a half or 2 years that I've had this job to award about 8 chevrons to Paul Harris Society members. And these are folks that have made a commitment to give $1,000 a year to the foundation. You can choose to give that money to the annual fund, to Polio Plus, or any approved foundation grant. And you know that money, as I said, I'm speaking to the choir here. The folks that are at this meeting know what good Rotary does in our communities and around the world. The Paul Harris Society was sort of a brainstorm of a past district governor in District 5340. And he started it in his district, and that was in 1999. It did not become a Rotary International recognition until 2013. But it's an important source of funding. 7% of Rotarians give $1,000 or more a year to the annual fund, and those donors represent about 45% of all the annual fund giving. You can join online. There's a brochure that we've probably all seen at the in-person foundation meetings. You can call the Rotary Support Center. You can go on My Rotary and click on Donate and set up an account with your email address that you use with Rotary and your password. You can go online to the Paul Harris Society page. You can call that 1-866 number and somebody there will help you. You can fill out a form and mail it to one Rotary Center. You can do RI Direct. You can have that come out of your bank account, or you can have it charged to your credit card, and you can set the amount and the frequency. Many people do monthly. $85 a month comes out to about $1,000 a year. You can do $250 a quarter. Some folks like to do it all in one fell swoop of $1,000. We inducted a new member a couple of months ago, and he wrote a check for $1,000 the day he was inducted and became a Paul Harris Fellow. So there's lots of ways to give. You can just go online and check that box. Yes, I want to join the Paul Harris Society. I intend to give $1,000 or more every year to the annual fund, Polio Plus, or an approved grant. And you will get the chevron that I'm wearing on my pin. And you see lots of people wearing that PHS chevron with their Paul Harris pin. And you'll get a certificate. And I will be glad to visit any club in the district to make that presentation at a club meeting, a social event, at a district event. Some members who have decided to make this commitment have said, I don't want any of that hoopla. Just send me my chevron and the certificate. I don't want anything done in public. I just want to give the money because I believe in the Rotary Foundation. And I presented one of those this week. I mailed it out on Monday. I want to thank everybody who gives to the Rotary Foundation for your time, your commitment, and your support. And I know that people have said often that, you know, lots of our members are in that older age bracket. As somebody mentioned, his club members are 80 plus years old, and they've given and given and given. There are a lot of young members that are still supporting children and saving money for college and paying mortgages and so on. And we can't ask them to give $1,000 a year. But again, we have lots of members that are in a position. They've burned their mortgage, their kids are all educated, and they have the financial wherewithal to make that kind of a commitment. My number and email address are here on the screen. You can contact me at any time to come and talk to your club or talk to an individual about becoming a Paul Harris Society member. I'd be glad to do that at any time. Anybody have any questions?
Kind of have one comment.
Yes, sir.
Another way that you can fulfill that commitment is through your if you happen to have an IRA,
Yes, sir.
you can have that money drawn out of your required minimum distribution,
Right.
and
If you do your
that will
annual
save you a
minimum
little-
distribution, yep, you could have it sent
It'll save you-
directly to Rotary. Yep.
and it'll save you a little tax money.
Good point, Charles. Thank you. And it's nice to see you here tonight.
I wanted to ask a question about that.
Yes, sir.
If you take a distribution from an IRA and you give it directly to Rotary,
Yes,
Yes.
are you then not taxed on that?
No.
correct.
It has
And
to
do you
come
know-
right directly from the IRA to the charitable.
Go straight
institution.
from the IRA to Rotary
Your
International.
your investment counselor or whatever would have to handle that and send it directly to
Got it. Thank you.
the Rotary Foundation.
Carl Davis can provide you with a form to use for that procedure. Or Connie, you may have one. I don't know.
I don't, but I can get some. I can contact Carl and get some and have
Yeah.
those available if anybody's interested.
I can send it to Tracy.
Thank you.
Steve, Carl is a great speaker. You might want to invite him to come to your club.
Yeah, he spoke at this foundation event last year, briefly, but he really is a great speaker, and he really did a great job last year. So some of you may remember him from the foundation event last year. Well, thank you, Connie. Now up, last one, Frank, polio.
You're on mute, Frank.
Now between me being between the meeting and the door, October 24th. What is that?
World Polio Day.
Why? What's the significance of that date? It's Jonas Salk's birthday. And because of Jonas Salk, we're not walking around with many of us on crutches. We, as our guest speaker said, Angelino, we have 4 cases this year, 3 in Afghanistan and 1 in Pakistan. And many of you will say, what a surprise. So why do we need millions and millions of dollars for Polio Plus every year? And I'll tell you why. Because we are still immunizing about 400 million infants a year. I personally had the opportunity to do that in India, that has been polio free for quite a while, a country where if you know anything about polio, you'd never think they could get rid of it there with their issues with cleanliness related to going to the bathroom. Sad to say, but that's how polio is transmitted. So, well, aside from doing 400 million children a year, we also have teams all over the world looking at the water, sanitary water conditions to see if polio shows up. Lo and behold, when we had the Olympics in Brazil, it showed up there, and we dispatched that team to go and immunize the Olympic Village and a lot of other folks in the area. This is a very important program. It's the program that's going to put the Nobel Peace Prize on your wall. There's not much doubt in my mind about that. So what can we do? Well, there's a couple things you could do as an individual. You should know the Rotary story. And the Rotary story is this, that we started in the late 80s and started dropping polio recipients, polio victims from about 350,000 a year down to right now 4. And if we stop doing this, that curve will probably go backwards. Maybe we won't get to 350,000 a year. But after that 30-some years of doing this program, that 350,000 people a year relates to about 19 million people that are walking upright, are working, are holding responsible jobs, are participating in our economy. So I asked Rocky Jacobs, my patron saint, and I'm going to talk about this coin in a little bit, because on the backside of this coin is our Rotary district. I said to Rocky, how much money do we have in this program? And Rocky said, Frank, it's amazing, $19 billion already. You know, 19 billion is even big money in Greenville. The net result of the value of that money we have spent on those 19 million people who are going to be active in our economy for at least 30 years with a minimum wage of $0.50 an hour for 30 years is worth $570 billion to the world economy. It's about a 31-to-1 return on your investment. Now, I'd like to share the screen if I can. And let's see, entire screen. Barbara, you have any of those slides up or?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I have to share
Did you
screen
make
and
him a
put your
co-host yet?
slideshow up from your computer, Frank.
Can you see this?
Not yet. Did you hit your little green share at the bottom?
I thought I did. Yeah, I think you've got to do that.
Oh,
Did you make him a co-host?
Yeah, make me a co-host.
It's open as far as host is concerned. So everybody.
Frank,
can
do you
share
want to
what they
share,
needed
want me to share your PowerPoint from my computer?
Sure, go ahead. I just want to get a couple. Now, let me see if I can do this here.
Okay.
Technology.
I know.
Yeah. Oh, here it is. All right, back to Zoom. Oh, here we go. Share screen. What to share? Anything yet?
No.
Well, I don't know why it won't do that. Let's try that.
Try again. It may be because I still had my PowerPoint up on share screen.
Okay. Barbara, did you include the slides that I sent you?
Are you talking to me?
Barbara Bryan.
Oh.
No, I haven't included any slides. No.
I sent you 2 slides for tonight. All right. Well, we'll do what I do best, I guess, is
Sorry, Frank, I
winging.
didn't know you wanted me to put them up. I thought you were going to do it.
Well, anyway, 2 things. Number 1, I would be delighted as Connie volunteered to be a guest speaker and give you the full polio story that I have. So we do understand the polio story. And part of that presentation is a bunch of ideas, and Angelina's already shared a few, but you know, we need to make this polio raising money fun aside from creating awareness. Our club did a little putt-putt for polio by a relatively new member. There's pint for polio, which could be a pint of beer, a pint of ice cream, or a pint of blood. And you can partner with other organizations to do that. Dunkin' Donuts has a program where they make eclairs with a little pink or purple frosting on the end for the purple pinky significance, which is what we put purple fingernail polish on the infant's fingernail, so we know they've been immunized. One other thing that came, and Barbara, you have this slide of our international president, Shankar Mehta, but what I'll tell you is that he has decided in February 14th to the 20th, we can all play a game of golf and go online and record our score. And when I got that, I said, obviously this guy's from India, because that's perfect weather in India. It's about a high of 70, low of 40 at night. But in the United States, it's not so easy. But if you get your snowmobile out on February, you can go and play a round of golf. And I talked to a local golf pro, and he said, you know what, Frank, this is a terrific idea, because at the end of February, there are no tournaments, no one's out golfing, no competition. You could have a fun day and have a significantly fun last day. And this golf outing, last hole, the 19th hole celebration, this outing is intended for Rotarians, families of Rotarians, and invited guests. So it's a great recruiting tool. Put on your hooded sweater, put on your fur coat, and have a fun game of golf. Play Frisbee golf. I don't care, but it's for polio. And what you do is you go online and register and donate $50 to participate. And if you have some of the low scores, you're going to have to look. You're going to have to look on our website.
You got to see what Steve Callender just put down there in the chat. Partners for polio.
There you go. There you go. I like that.
Got it. Yeah.
Yep. I wish, well, in my slide presentation, I would be glad to do with your club. I have some pretty interesting pictures of people going from hole to hole in snowmobiles, or this one guy's covered with snow. And I thought worldwide, well, we're in the dead of winter, the tropics are roasting. So I have some pictures of people with rags on their heads trying to break the sweat.
It's on the screen, Frank.
I put it on the screen. I found it.
Okay.
And this can be sent out with the other items that we're going to send out to the participants. But this will also go out to all Rotarians in the district.
Right. And it's a very easy to see website, CFKMAVG22R6C. Easy. Say that 3 times real fast. But I will, this has been sent out. This will be on a district webpage. So give it some shot. And the slide I have at home, there's a snowman with golf clubs. It is an opportunity to have a fun day in the dead of winter and talk about it for a long time. And don't forget to give me a holler. And I have another slide there that has my address. It's JAKLIC. Look me up on DAC TV. give me a holler. I've done about 4 clubs already, and I've had a good time with it. And I think we've done a pretty good job of people bringing them up to date on what's going on with polio, the polio virus, the vaccine, specifically what's going on in Afghanistan and Pakistan. And let me tell you, it's positive news about those 2 countries. Funny, interestingly enough, when a political opponent to the government takes over the government, they have to start worrying about the health of their people as well. So we're encouraged by the fact that vaccinations are being implemented in both Pakistan and Afghanistan. And we are, as Rocky would say, that close. We also have a program in the district called District 7720 Polio Plus Association that our past district governor, Spencer Stanley, started. If you give $100, I will match you 100 points for my personal account for your Paul Harris Next Level, and you'll get one of these fabulous coins with Rocky's picture on it. What more could you ask for? Thank you so much, and thank you for listening to my presentation. And let's hope we get that down to 0 next year.
Frank had
Thank you,
asked
Frank.
me to put all of this information, including his slideshow presentation, on the website under documents. So you can go there and find it as well.
Thank you.
Frank,
Well,
Any questions?
Frank, are you saying that we can play at our own home course and send in the scores?
Yes.
Just, you got to remember, Bill, the 4-way test.
Yeah.
Well, I shot 73, 74 this week. So.
You read,
Is that
Bill.
the
You can play it on your home
Yeah.
course.
Okay.
Play it on your home course.
What was that, temperature or score?
Cool.
Yeah.
In your
February 14th through the 20th.
Thank you, Frank. Governor Lewis,
Thank you.
back to you.
I think he left.
No, he's still there.
Oh, he's
I
there.
did
He's
not
there.
leave.
Oh,
Yeah,
there
well,
he is. There
I've
he
been
is.
here the whole time.
You've been so quiet.
Yeah, well, yeah. Y'all get a lucky day sometimes. All right. I think I'm being called upon to wrap this up. On the Zoom meetings, I don't know how well these things work, but we're going to do the 4-way test to wrap it up. Of the things we think, say, or do. First, is it the truth? Second, shared all concerned.
Oh, this is going great.
Third, will it build goodwill and better friendships? Fourth, will it be beneficial to all concerned?
All concerned.
As I said,
Nicholas, were
that
you
goes
reading
over
that?
so well on the Zoom meeting.
Were you